world of Disney. High-flying spy. In our first episode, we saw two old rivals, Professor Thaddeus Lowe and John J. Forrest, begin a balloon race from Cincinnati to Washington, D.C. But as they left...
Virginia has seceded. They've seized the arsenal at Harper's Ferry.
We got ourselves a war.
And they're flying right into it.
Meanwhile, two other young adventurers were also headed toward Washington, D.C.
Oh, Davey, we can't stay here until night.
I wouldn't blame you none if he was to go back home.
Ain't going back. I run away to join the Union Army just like you did.
Unaware of the war, our balloonists are both forced down and find themselves reunited in a southern jail accused of spying. Led by Professor Lowe and his companion Captain Rob, they escape with one of the balloons. In Washington, Professor Lowe, with the help of young Davey, convinces President Lincoln of the value his balloon could have as an aerial observation post.
The beginning of the Aeronautic Corps, United States Army.
If you get caught working for the Yanks, your rep got every right to hang you.
Guess we got no choice. None of us.
Lowe is immediately put into action and finds that at low altitude, his balloon is a sitting target.
I'm the new telegraph operator. Can you tell me where I can find this, Mr. Lowe?
That's him up in the basket. Where you'll be. Hey, what's the matter, mister? Hey, where you going?
Not up there, I ain't.
Where's your operator? He's supposed to be here.
Well, he was, only I think he quit.
Quit?
Yes, sir. He left his key under the wire. I can take his place.
Go get what you need.
And so Davey joins the war as the first flying telegrapher in the Union Army.
Davey, get on the key. Send down this message to command headquarters.
If Magruder's reinforcements continue at the present rate, we'll have 50,000 men facing our front by nightfall.
I didn't think they had that many troops in all of Virginia, sir.
Pinkerton's reports have been verified.
Well, not according to Lowe.
He says it's just a trick. Take a look at this.
Lowe,
General, I could take a patrol through the woods, check his observations.
you'll stay where you are until you are told otherwise. I've always found Pinkerton's reports reliable. I've no reason to question them now on the word of a balloonist. Dismissed, gentlemen.
Colonel, Alfred Dart, Baltimore Post. I understand the Rebs are moving up in strength. Any comment?
Nope.
Do you think Lee's army is moving to join up with Magruder?
Well, if he is, I'm sure you'll know it before I do. Johnson, tell Lieutenant Thomas I want to see him at once.
He's with Professor Lowe, sir, at the balloon.
All right, I want to see Lowe myself. Let's go.
Is that Thaddeus Lowe, the balloonist?
Yeah, he joined us last night. Why, haven't you seen what they've got him doing? No? Come on. This you will not believe.
I just see no point in arguing.
And Pinkerton's wrong. Rob, I can see for 30 miles around, and they haven't got 50,000 enemy troops out there. The quartermaster's got a load of sandbags for us. Go get them. And give Thomas the list of supplies we need. I want him here tonight.
Where are you going?
I'm gonna go see McCellan. He doesn't believe me. I want to know what I'm doing up there.
What list?
Oh, here.
4 barrels of sulfuric acid, 1,600 pounds of iron filings, a fire hose. What's this for?
We're going to make our own gas. We can't go back to Washington every time we need to inflate, can we?
1 acid-proof boiler. Now, where am I going to get that?
How would I know? Steal it. You stay with the balloon. I don't know why I have to go get them sandbags anyway.
Yes, sir.
Acid-proof boiler. They must think I'm some kind of magician or something. You just pull things out of a hat. Doesn't matter to anybody else. Just pull it out of the hat.
Lowe, son?
Went to see the general.
Dang his hide. Was he sure of what he saw?
Yes, sir. I saw him myself. Those rebs are just going round and round in circles. You can see him plain as day from up there.
Well, McCellan don't think so. So I'm going up, find out for myself. All right, man, let's prepare to get this thing off the ground.
But you can't,
Why not?
because you need somebody who knows how to fly her.
She just goes up and down that rope, don't she?
Yes, sir, only... Well, there's other things.
Ah, get on that winch. I'll give you a signal when I want to come down.
Yes, sir.
I don't think you should drop them all at once.
Sir, maybe we ought to wait.
Release the winch, Johnson. That's an order.
Yes, sir.
Shouldn't be going alone. It's going awfully fast. It's going too fast. Slow down. Not so hard. Don't let it break. Oh, no. Pull the rope. The gas valve on your right. Pull it down.
He's blowing south. Over enemy lines.
Don't blame me none for being so angry. Could have lost that balloon and the colonel to boot. The way he come down in those trees. I guess I should have went up with him.
The only person you're ever to go up with is me. Now, I didn't tell you to pack, did I?
No, sir. Only I thought you would.
You're not to blame. What happened to Porter was his own fault.
Well, I never had so much fun in all my life. I saw everything those rebs were up to. I even saw them carrying bushes around to hide under like a pack of ants.
Enjoyed yourself, did you?
I sure did.
Well, the next time you want to take a little excursion, you ask me.
Oh, come on now, Lowe. I didn't do your balloon any harm.
You were just lucky you caught a northbound wind. Otherwise, you'd still be over enemy territory.
All right, I was wrong. But I did learn something. And I owe you an apology. You were right. That balloon of yours is worth a whole company of scouts. I told McCellan that just now. I told him if we had a balloon attached to every one of our armies, this war would be over with in half the time.
What did he say?
Well, he said I was crazy. But I did get him to let you try that idea of yours out. For spotting our artillery shots. Got a map?
Right here.
The Rebs have been pounding our lines with a couple of big guns that they've kept hidden until now. But I saw them firing from these woods back here. Now, we've got some big artillery of our own that we could hit them with. Only they can't see them because of these hills. But you can. I told McCellan that you could direct our shots by telegraph. And he said go.
When?
Just as soon as I can put it together. I want to tell you something, Lowe. You and that balloon of yours and that flying telegraph gonna help us win this war. Hey, Thad, look.
Hey there, young fella. Watch that spark. Get anywhere near that bag of gas, we'll all be joining the Angels.
I don't believe it.
Well, so that's his gas generator, is it? Huh? Well. Well, I always said he was a genius. Yes, dull, perhaps, but a genius nonetheless. Good afternoon, Professor.
And what gives us this great pleasure? Are you sightseeing?
Well, now, that's no way to speak to a fellow patriot. Got to be ashamed of yourself. Here I am, tired and dirty from a long and arduous journey, come to give my services to dear old Uncle Sam, and you welcome me.
Mr. Forrest, just a minute, please. They brought him in about an hour ago. He volunteered his services just as you did, and, The general's put him second in command.
He what?
Yeah, well, I tried for first position, but as you got the only balloon, why, I couldn't very well argue the point.
Thank you, Jack. Tell me, have you really volunteered?
Yes, of course, certainly. Now, wait a minute now, Thaddeus. Now, wait a minute. I figure that I'll be able to save up enough money in 8 months' time to build my transatlantic flyer. And then I can turn the win in the war back over to you. In the meantime, it looks like I'm going to be the Army's first free-flight aerial observer.
You'll what?
Yes, I spoke to the general this afternoon, and I told him that if he really wanted to see what was going on back over there, that the only way to do it is for me to go over, take a look at it, and let him know. He agreed.
Not in my balloon.
But, Thad, you can't see anything tied down to a cable, you know that.
What you can see, you can report.
Yeah, but you can't.
I'm not going to risk the only balloon we've got on any glory-seeking free flight, and that's final.
Glory-seeking? Why, you flag-waving hypocrite, you're the only reason you're here.
Listen,
There.
you
Come
gentlemen,
back here.
I've been wanting this for many years.
Wait a minute!
All right. It's your balloon. There'll be no free flights as long as you're in command, but you just might as well try to get along with him, because he's got orders from General McCellan to take over in case something happens to him.
Right. See to it that nothing does.
And would you tell him I wouldn't fly in his old bag anyway? Now, where do I bunk around here?
With him.
Oh, come with me and I'll show you.
Well, who are you?
My name is David Stevens, the official telegrapher.
Official telegrapher. Well, my name is Forrest, John J. Forrest, the first of Kentucky.
Hi.
World's famous aeronaut, in case he forgets to mention it.
And don't you ever forget it. And you remember I'm on your side from now on, you old coot.
Don't mind him. He's got more hot air than this balloon's got gas. But he knows what he's doing.
I kind of like them. They're friends, aren't they?
Used to fly together. Surprised you could tell it.
My mom and dad used to fight all the time. Only I knew they didn't mean it. Mr. Forrest, he's kind of like my dad in a way. He didn't like to be tied down either.
Tied down?
Yeah, to a cable. That's what they were arguing about, wasn't it?
Oh, well, wouldn't that? It'd be something else. The trouble is they're just both natural-born competitors, and each thinks he's right all the time.
Nobody's always right.
That's a certain truth. And you'd be smart to remember that, Davey.
Nobody's always wrong either.
It's like I told you, Abraham. Ain't she beautiful? Flies like a bird, she does. Nothing them dumb rebs can do about it.
All right, now you men know you're not supposed to be around here, so why don't you just move along, huh?
Sorry, soldier. Was only looking.
Light up.
Stop him before he gets up! Come on, burn it down! Burn it down! Throw your torches, men! Burn it down! Come on, burn it down!
Help! Professor Lowe! Help!
Come on.
It's the balloon! Shoot him down! Come on, burn whatever you can. Get out of here. Come on.
You gotta save that generator.
That thing is gonna blow sky high.
I know it.
Wait a
You bet you can.
Well, I can't find him. The general's gone, too.
Where to?
How should I know? He doesn't report to me. I report to him.
Well, when you find him, you tell him from me that from now on, I'm carrying a weapon for my own protection.
I think the best thing...
I don't care what your regulations say.
I'll tell him.
And you might tell him to put a guard around the balloon. If it weren't for Davey this morning, you wouldn't have one.
You've got one. I've ordered a detail to surround this detachment night and day.
You better start thinking ahead, Professor, or you're not even going to have a detachment. We'll go out and take a look at the balloon.
It wasn't his fault. He asked for more guards 2 days ago.
He did?
He sure did.
That's true.
You know, that was a pretty brave thing you did today. Going up in the balloon alone.
Couldn't think of anything else to do. Anyway, I knew I could fly her if I had to.
Oh, is that right?
Yes, sir. Professor Lowe gave me his book to read. Got it mostly memorized.
His book? He write this? I didn't know he could even read.
Tells all about the gas pressures and wind currents. Safe altitudes. All the things you have to know to be an aeronaut.
Is that what you want to be?
I've been thinking on it, yes, sir.
Why?
Well, it might be fun. I mean, it might be something I could do to benefit mankind.
Benefit mankind? You sound just like Lowe. You come with me, young fella. I got something to show you. Now, what do you see up there?
Stars?
Stars. That's all? But don't you see those are castles? And that is definitely an elephant. And look, way down on the horizon now, see? That constellation? Now, that is definitely a team of horses racing to put out a fire. Yeah, well, at least that's what I saw when I was your age. The thing is, I still do. No, there's much more up there than wind currents and cubic feet of air, Davey boy. There are colors up there that are so beautiful that they stun the eye. And space. Space that stretches beyond the imagination. Adventure. That's what's up there. That's the only reason for flying. Now, if you want to benefit mankind, young fella, you become a doctor. It's much safer. But if you want to discover new worlds and explore new horizons, see things that no one in the world has ever seen before, then all the risks are worth the taking.
That's what I really want to do. Really it is.
Well, maybe you will one day, Davey. Maybe you will. But you remember that if you want to be good at something, you do it because you want to do it, not because somebody else does. Huh?
Yes, sir. I'll remember. Exploring must be the most exciting thing there is.
Well, listen, it's about time for your bedtime, isn't it? You better get some sleep, huh? Good night, Davey.
Get some of this stuff back in there. Come on, pull that back in there.
You going up today?
We've been grounded.
Grounded?
Don't ask me why. I don't know any more about it than you do.
Davey! Hey, Davey!
Johnny!
I thought you were still in Washington.
What are you doing here?
We just came up. Gee, it's great to see you.
You too.
I can't believe it.
Come on. It's Johnny. He's a friend of mine from back home. He lived just down the road a piece. We were going to join up together. This is Professor Lowe. He's in charge around here.
How do you do, Johnny?
And this here's Captain Rob. He's a real sea captain, too. Only he's in the Balloon Corps now. Same as me.
Huh?
Now, you just take your time, Davey. I think you're gonna need a lot of it to explain yourself.
Come on.
What's a balloon corps?
It's a special service. We go up and spy on what the Rebs are doing.
You go up? In that thing?
Sure. I've gone up lots of times. I volunteered to be the telegrapher. Back in Washington, I even sent a telegram to the President of the United States himself.
You did?
Yeah, and yesterday morning, we got attacked. We had to fight off a whole bunch of Rebs right out there.
Oh, boy, you sure are lucky. I haven't been able to do anything yet but drill.
Don't worry. Bet you get to see lots of action soon.
I sure hope so. I came up here to fight, not just carry a gun around. Hey, I got a letter from my folks. It's got you mentioned. You can read it if you want.
How'd they know where you were?
Well, I wrote them. Haven't you written your mom yet?
I didn't know what to say.
Well, just tell her what you're doing. She'll be real proud of you, I'll bet. My folks already forgiven me for running off.
They did?
Yeah.
I guess I should write. At least tell them where I am.
Hey, I got a report. Come on.
Washington. That's right. McCellan left 2 days ago. Took Porter with him. That's all I know, except we're to sit and wait.
Wait. Well, I'm gonna have a drink. Would you like one, or are you still on duty?
I don't think I can live with you any longer without one. How about you, Rob?
No, not me, thanks.
How do you spell topographical?
Top of what?
Topographical. Like topographical engineer.
What do you have to know that for?
For the return address. It's to my mom. Wanted to let her know where I am.
Well, just say a balloon corpse.
What if you do get 5 balloons, huh? I mean, who are you gonna get to fly them?
That'd be easy. Let's see now. Well, we can get, Joe Anderson.
No, he's dead.
No, he's alive. Oh. And the 2 Lewis brothers.
Yeah?
And then we can get, Big Ben Roberts.
Yeah. Oh, Ben Roberts. You know, the last time I saw him, he was hanging from a rope 400 feet over Lake Michigan. The whole bottom of his basket had fallen out.
Oh, gosh, poor Roberts. He was always having trouble with that balloon. Well, that's what I mean. He'd love to fly with us just to have another balloon.
Do you remember the time that he tried to repair a hole in his balloon with a lady's red garter and popped right off the mayor's face? Us? Well, I'm just here as a temporary help, remember?
So why don't you go home? And take that stinking balloon of yours along with you.
It's your balloon. He's talking to you.
Yeah, but he's looking at you.
No, he's talking to you.
I'm talking to both of you, civilians. Some good soldiers got hurt this morning because of you.
Well, now, just what's on your mind, little fella?
No, Jack. We're not looking for any trouble.
Sure. You're just here to line your pockets, aren't you? Only who's paying you? Us? Or them rebels?
Now, friend, that is not a very nice thing to say.
Didn't mean it to be.
Sorry you did that.
Same with me, sir. What you done? Yourself. Come on now.
It reminds me of the good old days.
Yeah, you remember that rainy night in Springfield?
Yeah.
Great! Beautiful! Lovely!
up here!
I'm sorry about that.
Now, what are you two fighting about? Fighting? What?
Well, nothing really, just a misunderstanding. But I'd appreciate it if you'd tell these stoneheads which side we're on.
All right, you men, back to your quarters.
Well, I guess you think the Rebs place more value in your balloon than we do.
Yes, I'm beginning to think that. Where have you been?
Getting your balloon core off the ground? McCellan wants you to report to him the first thing in the morning. Both of you.
Well, what's all that about? We just got word that Lee's taking command of the Army of Virginia. He's headed north against us. Now, I don't know when, but a major offensive's going to be started soon.
How do you know that?
Well, McClellan doesn't attack first. Lee will.
Well, we might have our hands full, huh?
Gentlemen, we're going south to attack and destroy Richmond.
I'm going to move my forces by boat down the Potomac, through the Chesapeake Bay, and land here on the peninsula. It's a 200-mile journey. But this part of it, along the Potomac, is the most crucial. I want to know what the Rebs have every inch of this 75 miles.
What about a series of day and night observations from points here along the North Shore?
No. A series of flights might alert them.
We could free flight in a couple of hours, any day you want. Free flight? Well, we could, but we might not be able to get back to report. The winds are too variable, over water at low altitudes. If we could anchor to a boat, we could control our flight all the way down.
A boat? They'd blow us right out of the water.
No, they wouldn't. Look, the river averages between 2 and 8 miles across. Now, if we hugged the north bank, we could be fairly safe, at least for the first run. And then we could send messages back by couriers along the way.
Water? I'll go along with him.
There's an old converted tug in this inlet. We could bring the balloon up there, load it aboard, and head down to the Potomac. It's only 12 miles.
Yeah, and what makes you think they wouldn't hit us before we got there? I mean, if they didn't see us, they'd hear us.
I checked that area. It's clear. Besides, we move at night without engine. Shouldn't take more than 3 hours to float that far. We should be right about here at dawn. Then he can start his engine, cross the North Shore, and be on his way. All right. I'll let you handle the details. Professor Lowe, I want your observations back to me in 72 hours.
Flying off the deck of a boat? Thad, you are crazy. I hope not. Well, what do you think?
He's right, you're crazy.
It's seaworthy, isn't it?
Yeah, only it ain't big enough and it's slow. That steam engine won't do more than 4 knots. It'd be an easy target for a floating mine.
Are you sure there's nothing larger around?
That's it. I reckon we could extend the deck some with planking. Maybe get 5 knots if we pushed her.
How long do you think it'll take?
3, maybe 4 days.
Make it 2. We've got to be ready to take off the day after tomorrow.
Sir, there he goes now.
What's he doing up there? Did you order Forrest to take off?
Yeah, I sent him. We got a report that Lee was in the area, moving troops into Quantico. If they are, then he ought to be able to see them.
They've hit the road. He's blowing south.
Nobody hit the rope. He cut it on purpose. He just had to show us what he could do on a free flight. I don't care what the reasons were. You could have lost the balloon and canceled out the most important mission we've had. For what? A stunt. A grandstand play. If Lee had been there, he would have been worth going for, and you know. Yeah, but he wasn't. And all you'd hit was a supply depot.
Well, that's better than...
Anyway, that's not the point. You risked everything just to take a free flight and prove that you might have been right.
I am right. The only safe way to fly is free, and that includes going down the river.
Don't worry about it. You're not going.
That's fine with me.
You're grounded.
I'm what?
And if it was up to me, I'd get rid of you. But because you're the only other balloonist we've got, you can stay and work with the crew. It's up to you. But you're not going to fly another mission. Not as long as I'm around. you're awful quiet.
Still don't see why I can't go.
There are no telegraph poles in the Potomac. I know of. You think Forrest was right, don't you?
Didn't seem like it was so wrong. I mean, didn't hurt the balloon any. And if General Lee had been down there, maybe he could have helped stop the war.
But we don't know that for sure, do we? Wars aren't fought by generals, Davey. And they're not won by heroes. There's hundreds of thousands of men out there fighting, killing each other for something they believe in. There's no game. Well, it might look like it from up here. And there's no adventure. Well, it's a brutal, terrible tragedy that somehow must be gotten over with as soon as possible. One of these days, you'll see the face of war. And you'll know it for what it is. You'll be a sitting duck. For the last time, don't do it.
I'm tired of arguing with you.
Yeah, but if
Go
you...
back to Washington if you want.
All right, I will.
Lieutenant, looks like you have
I
quite
got nothing to say to you or anybody. Where do you think you're going?
For a drink. Forget it. You couldn't pay me enough to keep me working with that bonehead. I'm through.
Forrest, I am Alfred Dark of the Baltimore Post. I have been an admirer of yours for some time now.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, it's true. And I thought that I would like to do a story on you and the balloon. A big story, sir.
Is that right?
Big. Well, that is, if you could spare me a few minutes.
Minutes? I've got hours. Sit down, sit down.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
What'd you say your name was?
Dark.
Dark.
Yes, Alfred Dark.
Oh, I've seen you around.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, the way I look at it, you and the professor are the most shot-at men in this whole war.
Well, I guess you can say that.
Now, what do I call you?
Oh, well, mine... Just make it simple, friend. Is it John J. Forrest the First of Kentucky? World-famous aeronaut.
Yes, of course. Yes, of course.
You all set?
We're just waiting for you, sir.
All right, let's get started. Yep.
Well, Davey, with any luck, we'll see you tomorrow night.
Yes, sir. Johnny! What are you doing here?
I get to go with him. Volunteered to be a courier. Sure hope I get to see some action. See you, Davey.
Bye.
Right? Slowed down the Potomac, right?
Hear him, too.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, as soon as they start that stinking engine, at dawn and float into the river. I told him what was going to happen. I told him, I said, you know, I mean, it doesn't make no sense. No sense.
No
no sense at all.
Mr. Forrest?
It's 4 o'clock in the morning. What are you doing out there?
Couldn't get to sleep.
Did they get off?
Yes, sir. About a couple hours ago.
Good.
You're leaving?
Yeah, that's right.
Guess I can't blame him much.
Mm-hmm.
I wish you good luck.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hope you get across the ocean like you want to.
You too. Well, I'll see you.
Sure.
Do you drink coffee?
Yes, sir.
Well, come on. I'll buy you a cup over at the mess hall. Come on. Now, Davey, you just remember what I told you. Don't ever let people tell you what to do. You know, maybe after this war's over, you and I could get together. What's the matter with you, soldier? You drunk?
She knifed.
I caught him sneaking across the lines. He didn't know the countersign.
Who?
Papers. Reporter. Dark.
Dark?
I tried to arrest him.
Dark.
What's wrong?
Dark knows just where that boat's going to be in the morning. He's gone to set a trap.
How does he know where it'll be?
Well,
You gotta go tell the general.
Tell him what? We've got no proof. That soldier's dead. You think the general would believe us? Come on. Come on. Now, hang on. We gotta try to catch him before daylight. Yeah.
Where are they, Major? They'll be here. Yeah, well, they better be.
Start the engine. take it up. Now you stay right here.
Don't move.
Heading south. I can see that. Men, get your horses.
What's the use of gun? All we do now is report its position.
My job is to see that balloon is destroyed.
So's mine. Can't chase it all over the state of Virginia. It'll come down sooner or later, shot it full of holes. Our job now is to report it to all units. Somebody will see it. And when it finally comes down, we'll be there. That's an order, Lieutenant.
Look, Major.
That's right, it's Major. Major Dart. And from now on, Lieutenant, and until we get that balloon, you'll take orders from me.
Yes, sir.
Next week at 6:30. And if you think the winter athletes competing in Calgary, Canada are talented, wait till you see the water skiers in action. Coming soon on Ski 88, the greatest water ski jump tournament and freestyle event in the Southern Hemisphere. And we'll be there at the Hunter River Raymond Terrace when Australia take on the world. Ski 88, it's coming soon on NBN.